Hello,
Hello.
everybody.
Oh my
How's
God.
it going?
Dylan's on vacation, it looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah, you look like
it's
you're
so
having a
nice
lot of fun.
here.
Oh,
Yeah, the
there's a
sun is
lot of
out.
wind. Hopefully, you're staying
Yeah.
away from the
What?
hurricanes down there.
You're breaking up.
Yeah. Maybe
We're
you should just
we're
award
breaking
me
up?
the victory for today, and then we'll go from there.
That's not how that works, buddy.
Okay.
Hmm.
Like 11
Okay.
episodes
No.
in, and that's just not how that works.
Well, I have to. I feel like I got to talk to the audience and let them know that I actually looked at our list of um, chosen books over, including the 6 episodes that we never aired,
Yeah.
and only four, only four of the like 15, 16 books that we've chosen have been books that I've read. So that's why you think I'm always lying, because Dylan's never choosing books that I read.
But can I just say, I think it was a really even mix somehow. It was like five I've read, five were fake, and four were yours, right?
Six, five, and four. And
Wait, how
then
many
add in,
episodes?
well, I said there was also the six beforehand.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then
Yes.
you also throw in, when we had Ben, he chose Ben's book, and when we had Christian, he chose Christian's book.
That is
So
right.
Dylan just doesn't like
And when
books that
I
I've
was
read
host, I chose
until today, I
Whitney's
bet.
book.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
That is weird.
No, I don't think you did.
I did. Oh, wait. Was Whitney lying?
Yeah, she was lying,
She was lying. I'm sorry, Whitney. I choose you every other day, though.
except the day that it mattered.
Except the day where you were lying and I had to win.
Yeah.
It's okay. I gave all of my points to Whitney as a sign of solidarity.
Hmm.
Anyway, how is everybody doing? Thank you for being here.
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah.
Not
Thanks.
you
Thanks for
guys. I'm
inviting me,
thinking like
Perrin.
the five
Oh,
people who are watching. Two of them are probably Samson.
Yeah.
one of
I
them's me.
I have a way that I'm actually on three different screens right now. Um,
Yeah. I
Nice.
that's what I figured. That's what I figured.
mhm.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
my god. Well, welcome back.
it
It's
is
been Mike is here. Oh my god. Mike
Mike.
McCullum. Whoop whoop.
Hi, Mike.
Mike, how's it going, Mike?
You don't know who Mike is. Don't try to like
Samson, you
sweet
don't
I,
talk your
know.
way to Mike's
Perrin,
heart.
I've known Mike longer than I've known you, because Mike was in a show with me at Normandale like 8 years ago.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, we
Do
were
not.
in
Probably true.
Courtship.
With with Kurt.
Kurt Schweikart was the director. Yeah,
Shut up.
yep. Mike was in back then.
Mike,
So,
is
hello,
this
Mike.
true?
It was great
Or
to
Yeah,
see you
Mike told us about
recently.
it during Mike told us about
That's
it during
right.
Headshot.
That's right. Oh my god. Okay, I don't
Mhm.
know. I just always assume Samson's lying. So,
See, as we've seen already today, I'm the one telling the truth,
can you blame
and
me?
I've got the good memory
Yeah,
because
okay.
I was watching uh, uh, John Hughes' diary. I forget the name of it.
John Hughes wrote my diary,
John Hughes wrote my diary. I was
directed by
watching it,
Amanda White,
yes, and starring my dear friend
Starring Mike
Savannah
McCullum.
starring
and Mike
Mike.
McCullum. And I was watching it, and then he was there. I'm like, is his last name McCullum? And she's like, yeah, why? I was like, because he was in a show with me like 7 years ago at Normandale.
Heck yeah. Mike
Yeah.
is a real deal, you guys. Mike, I know that this is Samson is going to make you not want to work with us, but we would love to have you on this show. So
Oh,
just let us know if you'd like to participate and you're in. You're just in automatically. Despite just ignore Samson, we would love to have you.
and I promise I won't lie.
He lies every episode. As he
Never.
said, we'd never pick his books. Including today, probably, I don't know.
We'll see.
Samson
Dylan,
hasn't
what
decided.
book are you choosing today?
Oh, that's a good question.
Mhm.
So the book I'm choosing. Why did that sound weird when it came out? Um, I forget the name of it. Beautiful You.
I love that
Oh,
book.
you're beautiful too, Dylan. Thank you.
It
No, that's the
begins.
name of the book.
I
Oh,
love
yeah,
that
no, I
book.
know. I've read it. You
Oh,
Have
finally
you read
chose a
it?
book that I've read. I have.
Have you actually?
I didn't even listen to it. I read
Look
this
me
one.
in the eyes, Samson Perry, and you tell me if you've read this book.
I have read this book.
Are you sunburned, or is that like a lot of red from that
He's,
light?
Actually,
he's
fun
not
fact,
looking in your
both.
eyes.
It is the red from this room and from me forcing myself to be outside a lot recently. I can go blue.
Okay.
Kristen's
Okay.
not here now, so
Christian's not here. Just go blue.
but he's gonna watch it later and he'll feel
Oh, will
abandoned.
he?
Yes. I'll go back
Why?
red,
Wait,
Christian.
did
Don't
I
worry.
miss something? Does
Christian likes it when I'm
Christian
red
just
because
love
that's
red?
no, it's because that's the villain. I'm the villain when I'm red.
Oh,
So
It's okay. You can be blue. We all know who the actual liar is on this show. It's you're pointing at like something that doesn't
dang it,
exist.
it's
Like
opposite
oh
direction.
wait, it's this. I do
We're
too.
so good.
We're so professional on this show.
Yep.
Also, for context, for anyone who doesn't know, Christian is one of our dear friends. He's Soup Dragoon on Twitch, on Xbox. He streams a lot, and he loves it when Samson has the red because it really represents Samson's inner need to lie. We're gonna lose those 6 audience members. Okay, Dylan, go
yeah.
ahead. Take this ship somewhere different.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anytime.
So I'll just give a quick rundown. There might be some people in the audience that don't know what's going on. So basically, what we're doing here, Samson and Perrin have given me a list of books. And from this list of books, there are titles that Perrin has read, and there are titles that Samson has read, and there are titles that are made up. And it is my job, since I don't read books at all, because I guess I live under a rock, it's my job to figure out who's lying to my face and who's telling me the truth, or if they're both lying to me.
Right, because the book could be made up.
But for anyone just watching this week, you just got to know that I've read the book. Perrin
Yeah,
has not,
okay.
and you'll
Yeah.
see that play out.
I'm very interested to see hear your answers. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
I was gonna say, see, do I have
There's
closed captioning on?
No, I can see you on our Zoom call, and I will know when you're lying.
there's also a point system involved, but I tend to lose track of it, and it doesn't really matter anyway. So
I mean, all
just
of
for
the
fun.
points really can go to our audience members. So Mike mentioned that he would love to join us for this show at some point, but only if he gets all the points right away. So Mike, we will give you a lot of points. How's that? You
Okay.
I mean, I would like to ask that Mike get 100 points right off the bat. Can we do this,
Yeah.
Dylan?
Yes.
Okay,
If Mike comes on the show, he will get 100 points for coming on the show.
great. Okay, take it
All
away
right.
then.
Are we ready?
So ready.
I'm born ready.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Play
Again,
this
the
game
book.
with beautiful
just in
you,
case-
Dylan.
Yeah. The book title is called Beautiful You. He's not just complimenting me.
Yeah.
But I
Mike
also
is Team
am
Perrin.
complimenting you.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, first segment. This first segment is a short answer segment. I'm going to ask, I have 4 questions today for this segment. How many times can I say segment? First question. We'll start with Samson. Who is the main character?
Crap. This always happens to me. I don't know her name. It's it's been a while, okay?
That's
it's been a
code
while
for
since
I've
we
not
lied.
read this book.
Crap, that's not good. Let's call her Sandy.
Okay. All right.
We'll
Let's
say
call
her
you
name's
a
Sandy.
liar. I
Yeah.
mean, while we're there.
All right. Tell me a little bit about Sandy.
She is a executive, kind of assistant at an office building to start, and she ends up losing her job because of an incident when they had a client, and then she ends up starting to date that client. It's kind of a spoof or satire on 50 Shades of Grey, from what I understand, which I haven't read, but it is very it's it is based in that type of thing where she was an executive for them or an assistant for them, and as he comes in, This is already starting off really poorly. I'm
It
gonna get
is
better, I
because you
promise.
haven't read this book.
Oh, I have. You know what? I'm debating of giving more detail and realizing this is a short answer that I've already messed up.
Well, you said it.
Okay, we'll just end your question there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just end it.
Yeah.
End it for us.
We could probably end this episode and I would be right. So
Yeah.
okay, Perrin, tell me about the main character. Who are they? What is their name?
So her name is Bree, and she is a college student. This is a short answer segment. Would you like for me to go
It
on?
is. Um, yeah, what is she studying anything specific?
No, this is her first year at a college, and she is, she comes from a very small town, and she's the first generation in her family to go to college, and so it's very intimidating for her. Would you like for
Okay.
me to go on?
No, that's good for now.
Okay.
Next question. We'll start with Perrin.
Mhm.
What genre does this book fit into?
Oh, chicklet, done.
Okay, straight to the point. Samson.
That's never how she answers those. Normally she gives 12 genres.
Oh, because this is like chicklet is easy. It's chicklet. Like it's like literature that's filled with like romance and like fluffy things, right? But like things like Cirque du Freak, it's hard to nail it down because it's
Mhm.
many things. Go
Mhm.
ahead. I'm interested to learn yours.
Satire.
I'm sorry, it's like 50 Shades of Grey, but it's satire?
It's a satire on 50 Shades of Grey, yes.
He said that in the first question too.
Oh, okay.
Consistency,
Well,
Perrin.
it's you're lying.
Okay, I'm gonna give 23 points to Perrin.
Dang it.
Thank
Wow.
you.
That's more than I've gotten any game.
That is right. You can't even remember. That's
It's not on my post-it, okay?
We're going to go to the next question. We're just flying through these short answers. I love it. Who is the intended audience of the book? And is the book appropriate for that audience?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Perrin.
Young adult.
And is it appropriate?
Well, yeah. It's steamy. Appropriate for young adult.
Like really steamy?
I wouldn't say like it's not like 50 Shades of Grey steamy, but it's steamy. Like I would, like a lot of like chiclets are variations of steamy because they don't want to be like 50 shades. They kind of want to cater to a broader range of audiences. And so you'll have like a lot of like tension building and then you'll have like one steamy scene, but it's not like very explicit. What is it called? Like there's not excess detail. And then yeah, and then so that's kind of like the arc of the steaminess.
Just curious, what does 50 Shades of Grey, like what genre is 50 Shades of Grey?
It's um
I'd
it's
probably some
not
type of chicklet.
it's
Like
well it's
romance?
I would say more romance.
Sex? Yeah.
Sex novel.
Sexual awakening?
Isn't it? I mean,
Sexual. Oh,
I
someone
think it's called verbal porn.
verbal porn. Erotica. Thank you, Whitney. Also,
Oh, there we
Frisco
go.
Melt on Twitch says it's a fanfic. So it is because they wrote it based off of Twilight. It was like a spoof on Twilight, I think. So yeah, it is erotica, but chicklet is a different level of steaminess to erotica.
Whitney has clarified it's sexy erotica.
Yes, it is.
I'm taking it. She's read it.
About vampires.
50 Shades of Grey doesn't have vampires,
No,
I don't think.
no, it's about like normal people.
Oh. Well,
But they're not
yeah,
normal
okay.
in any. they're, they're excessively rich, but anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Beautiful You, which is not an erotica, but there are some steamy tensions in there. Whitney says she didn't
Okay.
read 50 Shades of Grey because it doesn't have vampires or ghosts.
That's fair.
That is
That's
fair. That's fair.
true.
We can pretend they're vampires and ghosts.
Yes.
Then we're just watching Twilight.
Yep. Samson, answer the question.
I was waiting for, I guess, your turn to finish and for Dylan
I
to
was
move on to
not.
me. But
I was just answering Dylan's questions.
so yeah, the intended audience for my book is adults. I can't imagine it being intended for anyone else. And is it appropriate? No. No, it is. If you want to call 50 Shades of Grey erotica, the satire of it decides to take it up a level. It is nigh pornographic at moments.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
No pictures though, Dylan, so don't pick it up.
Okay. Right. Yep.
Dang it.
I have a really fun story about Dylan and books and pictures. Like Harry Potter is his favorite book, and it took me purchasing like the picture or like the
The
cover
coffee
or
book
the
one.
the coffee book ones with like illustrations for him to read like 2 chapters that we read together before bed out loud. And
Over how many nights?
like a month.
I feel like if you like explained me to a stranger, they'd be like, "Oh, he's like a little 3-year-old."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would. I mean, during the pandemic, we would be like, okay, should we grab our book? I read
Yeah.
a page, you read a page.
Dylan, do not read Beautiful You. It is not intended for
It's also
you.
not a real book, so you can't read it.
It's not a real book?
It's not your book isn't real. You can read my
Oh.
book.
Someone's
Your
acting like they don't think this is a real book.
Wait, but if it's not a real book, then you also lose.
I'm
But
just calling out
your
what you said.
no,
We'll
your
see.
version of this book is not real. So Dylan, you cannot pick up and read The Beautiful You written by Samson.
I don't write that. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give 2 points to Samson.
Yes. Catching up.
I'll just okay.
It's 100 to 23 to 2.
I don't agree. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Oh, there we go. I don't know if I agree, but I respect it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Respect is all I need.
Thank you.
It's more than I get.
It's proportionate to how excessive lighting that you have going on.
All right. Next question. Perrin, are the characters likable? Tell me a little bit about them. This can be a little bit longer than a short answer if you want.
Okay.
A medium answer, if you will.
Did I ask
Yeah.
for specification from you, Samson? He's trying to get me to banter and for him to be like, oh, she talked for longer, so it's a longer answer. You're not going to get that. Okay.
She says 20 seconds into you asking a question and she still hasn't answered anything.
Shut up! Okay. Okay, so Bree, the main character, the protagonist, is likable. Usually with or not steamy, with chiclets, sometimes the protagonist is a little like, for lack of a better word, is like dumb blonde kind of archetype. But Bree isn't that way, and I really like that about her. The not antagonist, but like her love interest is not likable at all in any shape or form. Like halfway through the book, almost you don't like him. It's like confusing. It's like a broken man trying like she's like, oh, I will fix you. Like so, it's he's not very likable, but you do alternate chapters. So like one chapter is her, one chapter is him. You kind of like read from both of their perspectives, and so even reading from his perspective, you're just like, I really don't like you. So that's kind of what my take was from reading it.
That's cool that they did like flip back and forth between perspectives.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Tapping yourself on the back there.
No, but I read a variety of different books. Like, I'm excited to hear your answer, Samson. Just hit us.
If the characters
Stop
are likable.
Yeah, stop delaying.
Absolutely not. These characters are awful. Yeah, especially the, I guess, antagonist, the guy that she's really into. I mean, he is basically the worst character I've seen in a book. And she is not redeemable by any means either. So, no, the characters are not likable.
Cool. So you took my answer and then embellished.
No,
Mm, okay.
There's not even a little bit to like about the characters, Samson.
no,
Who do you
no.
root for then?
The book to end.
Wait, then why did you say in the beginning that you loved this book?
I didn't. Perrin said she loved this book.
I did. We're not talking about me. We're talking about you.
I got my eye on you,
Yeah, you
Samson.
said, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad you chose a book I've read. I did not say I love this book.
Oh my lord. I mean, you are freezing at like really convenient moments for me because it looks like you're lying, but you're not. So if you are watching, audience members, he does freeze quite a lot. Um, but he's also lying.
Also, you weren't frozen there, Samson.
No.
Oh, no, I just saw the video of it, and I just looked like I was having a seizure. Okay, so any more short questions for us?
No, that's the end of my list.
Great.
So we're on to the rapid fire questions.
Can't wait for the
Ooh,
long
let's do.
answer
Oh,
questions.
I am so excited to see what things come out of your mouth. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So this rapid fire, it is exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to ask a series of questions. They are to give me one-word answers on the fly together at the same time, right after I ask the question. You ready?
So ready.
Okay. How did the character die?
They didn't.
Which the she didn't. The other guy is not a short answer of how he dies.
What color do you associate with the story?
Red.
Blue.
Could the main character survive a crocodile attack?
No.
No.
What's that smell?
Perrin's
Your
BS.
brilliance.
Are you lying about this book?
No.
No.
Samson, are you sure?
Am I sure? Yes, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
are
I'm
you
not lying.
sure?
The only thing I've lied about this book so far is I don't think her name's Sandy, but I'm just doing that so that way we can move along.
You picked that right out of my book of actually forgetting my character's name. Kudos. I will give you one sympathy point. Can I
Is that one of
transfer
your
that,
points? Is
Dylan?
it 22-3 now?
Yeah. Dylan, do you approve this transfer of points?
Yeah, I just have to do the transaction really quick.
Okay, great. Do you need Samson to say out loud his social security number?
Yep.
Sorry.
And if he can fax over his birth certificate too, that'd be great.
Great.
Yeah,
I have it.
I'll get on that.
I have it here. I'm on standby. I will hit publish in just a few seconds. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna give 5 points altogether. 2 of those points are gonna go to Samson, and 3 of them are gonna go to Perrin.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I think it's like
25 to 5 to 100.
25 to 5 to Mike's 100 points. Yep.
Mhm.
Well, wait, no, Mike hasn't received the 100 points yet.
Oh,
gets
that's
them
only if
when
he
it comes
plays.
on the show.
Yes.
Wait, I just jumped up to second place in my mind. Back in it, baby.
No, bring Mike in.
Are you?
Bring him back. Give him the points now. I am more than happy to like split my points with somebody in the audience just so you come in last. Like,
Second place out of 2 is still last. There's not. It's Ricky Bobby, you know, if you're not first, you're last.
you know what? Whitney, I'm going to give you 5 points right now. And so it goes Perrin, Whitney, Samson. Now you're
I have
third.
5 points, so we're tied.
Oh, shoot.
Thanks.
I give you 6 points, Whitney.
You just give her 6 more, so now you're down to 14, and she's up to 11 to 5. Sweet.
I,
You heard
no,
that, everyone.
I, didn't you
Dylan,
like
are we
tutor
moving on to
logic
long
at some
questions?
point in your career in Normandale? I don't,
You
okay.
gave 5, and then you gave 6.
No,
That's 11.
I revoked 5 and then I gave 6
Can't
instead.
revoke points you've already given unless you're
Are you
Dylan.
the bank of like left unread points? Okay,
I'm pretty sure I'm the bank of Left Unread points.
that is correct.
And
We
none
can
of
all
these
know it.
transactions just went through. So.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay. Let's move on to
Except 11.
these juicy long answer ones.
Samson boils me
All
down.
right. First question. Since you're so ready, Samson, I'm going to ask you first.
Bring it on.
What is the main conflict of this story?
Oh, this is gonna be great.
The main conflict is this guy that she ends up dating has created what is essentially the perfect female sex toy. And he's been using this girl the entire time to basically take notes and learn how to improve upon it. And at the end of it, the whole point is basically to be able to make all this money off this, and all the women start buying it, but in the process they start leaving all of their husbands and boyfriends and all this. So this one guy basically just controls humanity.
So it's like Stepford Wives, but kinky.
No. I mean, Stepford
Mm.
Wives are like robots.
Yeah, but like
Spoiler alert.
Mike says, I can see why Dylan loses track of the points now. It's all
Yes, it's
Samson's
always
fault.
parents' fault.
No.
Also, I really hope some of the
Whitney.
I like how this is. What did Whitney say?
Just excellent things. She says, sounds like me and Samson first dating.
There's so many different ways to take that.
I'm taking it all the ways. It inspired him to make up a, like, you know, fake premise to a book. So.
What about you, Perrin?
Okay, Perrin.
Are you asking the questions? I'm sorry.
Just like before, when you said it was my turn, I'm returning the favor.
No, I said I'm done talking. So yes, I'll wait for Dylan's cue. Thank you.
Perrin, what is the main conflict of the story?
The main conflict of the story is that Austin, the love interest, is like your archetypal bad boy who is, you know, involved in things that he should not be involved in. Like he's part of this like underground fighting club, and he is like he hangs around people who there's like a lot of drugs involved. There's, you know, money laundering, this girl, like they kind of have this like back and forth of like him trying to change in ways that makes her comfortable, and then them getting into like these toxic fights because he still is the same person, has the same friends, has the same interests, and um like, you know, like the question is like, can you change someone who doesn't want to change for a relationship? So there's a lot of like toxic moments in there, but it's a chick lit, so it's like a happy ending in the end. But there are moments where
Like
you're like,
the toxic moments turn into like steamy moments.
oh yes, oh yes. That's the whole like you understand chick lit. Welcome. You've now read like most chick lits out there. They all follow the same path.
Okay, I like it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give 1.5 points to Samson and half a point to Perrin.
What? I'm lost a little.
Making that.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
headway.
yeah. Okay. To climb your way up top by lying.
Okay. Next question. We are going to start with Perrin.
Go ahead.
Who is, maybe you already touched on this, but can you elaborate on who the antagonist is?
Mm, I mean, there's not really like it's a chicklet, so like the antagonist really just exists as a person, situation, anything to like further along the tension between the two characters. So like in the beginning, it looks like he's the antagonist because he's always rude to her. He like doesn't acknowledge her, ignore just all checking all those boxes for toxic masculinity. And then when they are together, it looks like the antagonist is both her friends and his friends who don't approve of the other person. And like at some points is like there's like a mentorship program that she's doing, and her instructor is kind of like he's like also into her, and like so then there's an antagonist over there who's like trying to meddle in the relationship, so it's like it's not one person, it's like situational for them, if that makes sense.
Are there steamy moments with the professor?
No, he tries, does not succeed, because in like true chicklet fashion, Austin breaks in and he has a moment where it's like a pissing contest with this professor and
And then there's a
yanks.
steamy moment between the three of them.
That probably will be the sequel. But no.
Beautiful us.
Beautiful us. And on the cover there's gonna be three bare butts. Alas.
You've already sold this book to Whitney, I know.
Yeah, except that does not unfortunately happen in the in this book. And there is no beautiful us. There's just beautiful them and a lot of yelling. Sometimes it's
And a
Stevie
lot of
yelling.
steamy moments.
God. Okay. I'm just gonna be done talking for a little bit.
Okay. Samson, what, who, or what is the antagonist?
Sometimes I choose these books because I think they're fun to talk about, and then I realize
That you can't
that
lie fast enough.
the more I talk about them, the less real they sound. So the antagonist, his name is, it's C. I don't remember his middle name, but it's like Lionel or Linus, and his last name's Maxwell. It's basically Clyde Maxwell, is how they refer to him.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. So
Did
he
it click
is.
for you, or are you still thinking about it?
No, I just don't remember.
Maxwell,
It's C. It's like Lionel or something.
like climax.
Yeah, but
But
Clyde
well,
Maxwell, and he's the
Climax.
owner of
it still hasn't
a
clicked.
six.
I'm so sweaty laughing.
The fact that this hasn't clicked, we all apologize to you, Perrin.
I get it that it sounds like climax, but is that what?
Yeah,
That's it.
but climax as well. Like it's a good climax.
Why is this? Why did I choose to put this on my Facebook? It's beyond me.
Because you didn't realize what the actual book was about.
No, because you. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for all of Samson's inappropriate lies.
So in this book, I haven't even gotten to the worst parts yet. This is still PG compared to the rest of the book. He is a guy who's trying to, like I said, create the perfect female sex toy. And what you end up finding
Happy
out
Father's
is,
Day, by the way.
what was that? Oh yes, Happy Father's
Happy
Day,
Father's
everyone.
Day, by the way.
Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everybody.
He
Happy Father's
what
Day,
you end up
Mike.
finding out is he actually puts nanobots in the sex toys that allow him to control the women after they use the toys. So it's basically his whole plan is to become literally like the ruler of humanity
It kind of sounds
through
like
this.
Samson was watching some videos and was inspired.
No, there's so many
Can
worse.
see them.
I like to do a challenge with this book where I just tell people to like open it up and read any paragraph and see if they can read it without like blushing.
Oh Oh
because
God,
it is
I
just that bad
want
of a book.
Gilbert Gottfried to read this book, just like he did a little bit of 50 Shades of Grey readings.
Yeah.
It's gold. It's gold.
Well, he can find it at any bookstore.
You should write all of this and send it to him, and he will.
Yeah.
Whitney says, "What the fuck, Samson?"
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ah,
Samson, did you blush a lot while you were reading this?
I more through the book. It was in my phase of like I didn't stop reading a book once I started, and it was hard to get through. So then I just started power reading through it because I just wanted to be done with it. And yeah,
it does. I will say, it does sound like everybody in our Facebook watch party is going to blush, listening to this unexpected episode. But
I
so
didn't
I
realize
do.
there was a Facebook
It
watch
sure
party.
is. I don't know why I did that to myself.
Hi, family.
Hi, employers.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
you better hope Dylan doesn't ask a few questions that bring me to some of the darker moments of this book, for
Wow. If
or
this
else
is your
this is gonna
method,
be.
this is your method of winning by like just embarrassing all of us, I mean, I think you're succeeding. I think you're succeeding. But
Oh, geez.
awesome because you're going for very bold lies here. It's great. I love it. Ah.
What other questions you got, Dylan?
Okay.
Oh my
Yeah. I don't even know who to give that point to be honest. I'll give it to Perrin.
I'm gonna give it to all the Facebook people who are watching. As an apology, I'm so sorry. Yep.
Okay, next question. We'll start with Perrin.
Yep. Thank you. Let's bring it back down to
If you were
PG.
the
Go ahead.
ready? Okay. If you were the author,
Mm-hmm.
what would you have changed about this book and why?
I would, I mean, this is going to sound very drastic, but I would have not had Bree end up with Austin. I would just not have had that happen because I feel like romanticizing like toxic masculinity and like a woman being able to change that is such like an outdated thing, and that there are so many better um like chick-led movements happening right now that are more toward like empowering each other and like growing as a couple and just like focusing more on like the funny circumstantial things that happen to the couple instead of just like romanticizing that. So I would take those parts out. Either like take Austin out and replace it with like anybody but him, or just take out those parts out of his character where he's like, I'm not going to change. It's your fault. And like having those types of conversations, I would just take that out.
Were there any moments where you liked Austin?
Steamy moments, my man. Steamy moments. Everybody will like Austin. No, toward the end. Toward the end. Obvious again, like this is it's not a very recent book. I think I read it in like 2005, and I recently just like started reading it again. And I was like, I don't know if this has aged well, but it's like at the end you do like Austin because he does change, but that's just not realistic. You know, there are better books out there, but I still like the book for its time period. I would just today if I was writing it, I would take out the toxic masculinity. You
Dylan,
look like you
may
have a
I ask a
question.
question? Yeah. How
Yeah,
old were
go
you
ahead.
in 2005?
In 2005? Or no,
Yeah.
wait, I don't think it was 2005. Hold on.
No, because you
I
thought it
can
was
I can
2005. So I'm curious as
no,
to how old you were when you read this steamy, this
I can
steamy book.
well, it's technically young adult, but I don't know when like
Uh-huh.
I read it way back. I think
Hmm.
I can also tell you cuz it tells me when last I or when I bookmark things. I can look at it and I can tell you.
Yeah, because Kindles were around in 2005, so that would definitely tell you information that far back.
But I can buy it. Like a book can be written. Like I own books that like Jane
Mhm.
Austen has written. Does that mean that Jane Austen just produced her book and I like was
No, you
just
said that you read it first back in 2005.
I don't like okay, I probably like I'm probably
I
not
don't think
correct.
Kindles were around until like 2012, so that's a little sus right there. Just gonna
I
put
don't
that out
know.
there.
I don't know.
I
Okay,
mean,
well I might
I
get
mean,
the
in
dates
2005,
wrong. Pardon?
you would have been a young teenager
I
in
was, yeah.
2005.
Yeah.
I read it before I was 21. That I know. That I know because I worked at Normandale and I actually would
You worked at Normandale in 2014
13
and 14.
13 well and onward and I still
Yeah.
work at Normandale after
Oh, true.
graduating in a different
True.
position.
Yeah.
So like
So that's still almost a decade off from yours.
well
Um,
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm
just
sorry.
I'm just putting that information out there, Dylan, for you to do
I
what you
am
need to do with
sorry. I
it.
should like I don't know what I'm just my point was that I read it a
Aaron, when
while
was World War
back.
II?
Samson, just shut your face for 5 seconds. I read this book a while back, and that's why I'm trying to say like I would. There are things that I would change about it because I read it not when it was published, a little bit after, and today if I'm reading it, some of it is outdated.
I mean, things get outdated
Okay.
fast. I don't disagree with that. I mean, look at Gossip
Exactly.
Girl. That's like 2009, and that's that first
Exactly.
season. I
Exactly.
just thought your explanation of the dates is what
Okay.
more
Well, I don't know what it was like a few years ago, at least a decade ago when I read it.
at least a decade
When
ago. But
are we? What?
a decade ago, you weren't
Oh
at
my God!
Normandale.
Just shut up. Move on. Move on. Move on.
Dylan, do you want to save her like you saved me on the first question and just move on, or did you have any follow
It's
ups for
I
that mess?
I'm
No,
not
I
very
think
good at
I
book.
think we should talk about decades a little bit longer.
I'm ah I am not very good with dates. I'm sorry, as you all have I've known because you watch our World War II thing where I could not pinpoint when that happened. But
Oh boy.
I
Oh boy.
I'm just trying to say I watched it a while ago. Enough to when I was like, oh, when I picked it up again, I was like, that some things did not age well. You
Hmm.
know, just like Friends. I don't know when I watched Friends, like many years ago. Can I pinpoint how old I was? No. All I know is for my age, when I was reading it, it was appropriate.
I mean, I know how old I was when I watched Friends because I remember
You're probably 50
watching.
years old then. God
I,
knows how old
I
you are
remember watching
now.
the
Like
season
crotchety
finale
old
spring of
man.
2004 in my apartment
Crotchety old bitter
and
man.
screaming at the thing, "Did she get off the plane?" Because I really needed to know.
Crotchety old man.
Were you?
Was I? Yeah.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I watched the season finale live on TV back before
But were
this
you
whole
like,
streaming. I was
were you
screaming at the
yelling at your
TV. Did
TV?
she get off the plane? I needed to know. Did she get off?
Right. Right.
I won't spoil it in case anyone hasn't seen it in the 17 years since it's aired.
The plane crashes.
That's Lost, which is filmed in the same location that Dylan is sitting in right now.
Yes. Can we move on from this? I
Oh.
feel we have lost literally 4 audience members since Samson started this like banter about years. Just saying. Just putting it out there. We have lost 4 audience members.
They just realized that you were already
Okay.
lying and figured they need to stick around for the rest of
I'm
it.
not pointing fingers, but it's your fault. I'm so sorry, audience members. So sorry, Facebook family.
Okay.
What other
Samson,
questions you got, Dylan?
You haven't
if
answered the question.
What was the question? It's
if
been too long.
if
It's
Yeah,
been a
you
because
were
you
the
decade.
author,
hijacked my question.
if you were the author, what would you have changed anything about the story and why?
I would change one thing if I was his offer, and it would fix the entire thing. When I opened up my file folder on my computer to drag it to an email, I would have actually just dragged it to the trash instead, and it would have just been that much better. It would have fixed
Do
everything.
you look through your electronic book files like this? Like you have an actual file
I was
opening?
That's keyboard. and
Oh wow,
mouse.
people can't see the rest of your fingers like we can, so it looked like you were going like this. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna give a point that round. Um,
Dylan's mad at us, Perrin.
I would be too if someone like derailed the conversation for like 5 minutes and we lost 4 audience members.
Hmm. Well, they're all. Oh
last
no, that's subscribers.
last question,
They're gonna unsubscribe. Just you wait.
Samson. How
Yeah.
does how does the main character change by the end of the book?
Oh yeah, tell us.
She doesn't. She doesn't. She gets lucky. She's actually, because the whole thing starts with her at a court trial, and she realizes that if she doesn't like, because he's trying to marry her and force her into that. So if she doesn't marry him, she's actually going to be sent to either an insane asylum or jail because of all this other stuff that's going on. So she actually has to marry him, but the marriage doesn't happen
Mm. Go bold or go
because
home, I
all the
guess.
men collect all of the sex toys and bring them to Yankee
To Yemen?
Oh, you're cutting out a lot.
Stadium
Wait,
and
wait, I'm
create a
sorry. He was
bonfire of sex.
he was
Can you guys hear me now?
he was bring it kind of sounded like you said he was bringing all the sex toys to Yemen. Is that
Can
correct?
no? Can you guys? Am I better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not better,
No.
but your connection is.
All of the husbands from these
Yeah.
wives collected the sex toys, brought them to Yankee Stadium, made a
Wow.
huge bonfire, set them all on fire.
Okay.
But because of all the batteries and electronics in there, it actually started creating mini explosions. One of which, I'm not even kidding, and I'm cover ears of little kids. One of them actually explodes a dildo that goes flying out of Yankee Stadium and crashes into the church that they're getting married at and impales him and saves her. So she doesn't change. She is saved by a freak sex toy dildo explosion accident.
I
Wow.
really hope you're lying, or I hope you're not lying, because if you made this up,
I want to read this like fake book that you wrote. I really want to read it.
I,
yeah,
I still haven't
if
even
you made
talked
this up,
about like the three
Samson,
worst moments of the play of the
Oh my,
book.
I don't want that on my Facebook wall. Keep that to yourself.
Like there's a whole like cave moment with like a sex witch
Oh my
and
god, I'm going
yeah,
I'm panic going on Facebook to see if I can disable this stream.
your account has been banned already.
It's too late. We're all going to go to jail. Okay, it's okay. Nobody's watching on Facebook. Let's keep it
They
that
all
way.
left.
They all left. They all yeah. That's that keep it that way. Keep it nobody watching. I want to make it private after our stream.
Okay. So
okay.
Perrin, I think
All right.
you still got to go, right?
That was really bold. And so I'm sorry, what was the question about like if the protagonist changes by the end?
Yeah. How do they change?
Okay, so the protagonist changes in that I g- like I mean what Samson said about not changing, that is pretty spot on for a lot of chicklets because it's like there's not a lot of substantial like deep thing like deep change or revolution in anybody. But I suppose like she is again, this has not aged well. She is a little bit more open-minded to accepting his flaws and his somewhat hot head and temper. So I don't know if that's a good thing or I don't think it's a good thing. So I'm gonna also go with she hasn't changed by the end. He does.
Does
He
he
changes
change?
though. Yes, I kind of feel like they're both like to me they're both protagonists because from the like the start of the book you read from both of their perspectives. So he changes a lot, unrealistically toward the end. Like he's trying to make amends to be like a better person. And so he changes, but she does not. The idea is that she fixes him. And because
Mm,
he's a beautiful person, beautiful you.
yeah, what's beautiful about Samson's story?
I don't know, the dildo
It's
flying through the church and
it's
impaling
the
the
name.
groom.
It's the name of the sex toy line. Is Beautiful You.
Yeah, okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh my
Well,
god.
And
That's
any more questions for us, Dylan, or should we ask the audience what they think?
Can we do a skit where a
no.
dildo flies through a church window and impales someone? Like I want this to be real.
We can't because we would be sued for copyright infringement because
No, but
this is a real book.
only if you sue us because it was your idea. Okay. What? So our should audience
Right.
members chip in?
Yeah. So, audience, what do you think?
Yeah.
Anyone else who thinks that they know who read this book, if either of us did, throw it in the chat and see what you
We
see what
got
you
one
think.
answer. We got
We
one
got one
answer so
answer.
far.
I think we may not get a lot of answers because I'm wondering if some people are just
I
they
feel
know
like
they know that I read it.
They're
we got another
traumatized.
answer. There, I would be very traumatized. I would just like be under a table crying a little bit.
Seth, at what point did you start? Did you hear any of it? Because
I mean,
that comment would work no matter when you started. I'm just curious when you started.
oh my god, this is great.
Okay, I think we've got
Ah,
the answers from people. What do you
Okay.
think, Dylan?
just now.
So
Okay,
this is actually a challenging one for me
it was challenging to
because
sit through it.
yes, I don't know. I do know, but I'm just really thrown off about how like weird Samson's story is. Like if he's lying, then I'm really like his mind is so weird.
I mean, I wish he would bring that level of detail to our skits and our plans for this channel. 'Cause
Mhm. You want me
Maybe
to
not
bring flying
dildo.
dildos to?
I do. We
Okay.
would go viral.
Oh,
Instead, Samson's like, "Ooh, how about we do Left Unread, but with 3 books?" Like, bring that level of detail and imagination to our skit, Samson.
Okay. So my final answer.
Go ahead.
Now I'm second guessing. I think that this book is real, and the person who has read it is Perrin.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
News for
Fooled
everyone at
you!
home. Everything I said is true. This is an actual book.
Thank God. Thank
And
God.
I really
other
want to read
again,
this book.
other than the fact that the woman's name is probably not Sandy,
I'm gonna
it
look
is
it
true.
up. While
It
you're
is
talking, I'm
actually
gonna look this up.
it's by a really famous author too. It's a book by Chuck Palahniuk, the same guy who does Fight Club and Survivor and
Oh,
all those books.
the book cover isn't anything to write home about.
It's a dragonfly and
Oh,
probably nanobots.
that
It's
I'm
because a
not seeing
dragonfly
any of
is a
that.
type of.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
am now.
okay.
I will put
Yeah,
it on our screen at some point.
yeah. It is. All of that was
It's very
true. That
unsettling.
the men ends up. It's like actually this book too. I read this book probably back in about 2015 or so. It was new when it came out. Maybe even before then, 2014,
Hmm.
and it was more before I even knew about like the men's right activist type groups, but there actually is a lot of characters like that in this because once the women start to becoming like self-empowered and stuff like that, all the guys start to become real like jerk incels and start, yep, here you go. This is the book cover.
Yep.
Beautiful You by Chuck Palahniuk. best-selling author of Fight Club. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read this. His new book's out. I'm gonna do this. This was early on when I started like forcing myself to read stuff, and my lord, it's it's my least favorite book I've ever read, and I've read even since this book I've read 300 new books, and this is still bottom barrel stuff. I'm not joking that I open it up and tell people to choose a
You froze.
random page and read a paragraph and see if they can read it without. It's probably for the best that I froze.
I think so.
I mean, nothing's great about the.
That is always applicable to you freezing, but specifically with this book.
Yeah, so at least I'm not a crazed sociopath. It's Chuck Palahniuk that is.
I'm really sad though because I really want that level of creativity for our channel. I really wish you had. I really wish you had come up with it.
Yeah, I mean that would have been a pretty.
Find the author.
I'll try to make some more ballsy moves in the future to really throw you off, but this one was not that. But Whitney says Palahniuk tries too hard and just throws in gratuitous, gross, and random stuff. Yes,
yeah,
very much. And his intent, from what I understand, was he tried to take 50 Shades of Grey and then say "Hold my beer," and he did. So feel free to go read that if you like hate reading stuff. Put it on like your coffee table in case people are coming over to visit and you just want them to like pick it up and be like, ooh, what's this? Is this a self-help book? And then they read a paragraph.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Maybe gift it to your fathers on Father's Day.
It would be a great gift to give to your father if you just don't want him to ever talk to you again.
Yeah. Maybe that's the case for some people, you know.
It is.
Father's Day is not a happy day for everybody.
No, it isn't. So thank you guys for
thank you
sitting
for being
through
here
this
still.
one.
I mean, 8 viewers. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
We really appreciate you.
I promise the next week will be a little more PG.
Will we?
I don't know.
Depending on
maybe
the books Dylan picks. I mean, maybe this was Dylan's fault because he picked the book. So.
Yeah, Dylan finally chose a book of mine. Do you think he's learned his lesson?
Yeah, Dylan, don't
never
pick
choose
his book.
a Samson book.
No. And just so your audience knows, he doesn't actually know whose book he's picking. He just picks at random. I think there's an even chance now, right? Are we even?
Not even close.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's still 6-5, and I've played games when you weren't here, so I'm always one of the liars. It's just never fun when I'm always lying. So thank you, Dylan, for letting me tell the truth, and then ask me a question right off the bat that I didn't know the answer to. Yeah. That really made me feel like I was nailing this one.
In the end, so
I know.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it was the first question. The first question kind of threw you. Like, I was like, oh, he's lying.
Yeah. Well, you asked me the character's name, and I mean, a book that I hate that I read 6 years ago. I haven't thought about it much since then. I just remember Clyde Maxwell. I gotta find out what his full actual name was.
Oh my god. I mean, Dylan, I have to ask you though. At one point, you said, "I don't know," though. Did you change your mind? Were you thinking the book is fake and we're both lying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, because I don't know. Like I think the first question.
C. Linus Maxwell, known as Clyde Maxwell. Yep.
Stop saying that name on my Facebook. Like, take his mic out.
The way Samson answered that first question kind of screwed him over in my mind.
Okay.
Because then I thought he was making bold decisions to like as a tactic to like get me to, I don't know. So I was like, no, he's out. Like, Perrin's won this game already.
Thank you.
See what happens when you get too much in your head, Dylan?
Yeah.
Or no, he was actually thinking logically because, I mean,
well,
I don't know.
At least one of us was, as opposed to that book that you read in 2005 on your Kindle when you worked at Normandale.
Shut up. I get yours wrong. It's a thing. We all know. At least, I was more consistent.
I just love that when I called you out on it, you're like, let me look, I can find it. As if your Kindle's going to go back to 2005.
But Oh my god, I love that Samson used to teach logic at Normandale. See, you started the banter. We lost 2 audience members again. Like, shut up about the date already.
No, they're like, it's been an hour. We know who won. We don't want to listen to any
Yeah.
of this.
No, it's you picking fights about years. I don't know how Samson used to teach lot or like he like guided people, tutored, and was like a TA for logic. I don't understand how because he somehow thinks if you read a book in 2005, there's no way you would have it on your Kindle in 2021. Like,
You wouldn't because Kindle didn't exist in 2005.
but I can buy it when Kindle starts to become a thing and when the
Yeah, but
book is available.
you said it'll tell me when I bought it.
I didn't say what I read the book as. Maybe I had it as
You
a.
did.
No, I didn't.
Well, no, you said that it'll tell me when I bought it. Your Kindle wouldn't have told you
No,
if you bought
no,
it in
no.
2005.
I said I can look up when my bookmarks are from because it tells you if you bookmark something, it'll be like on June of 2018, you bookmarked this page.
Sure, but you still wouldn't have been able to bookmark it in 2005, is what I'm saying, because you wouldn't have had it on Kindle. You would have read a regular book. It wouldn't have.
I
It's not like your Kindle
literally.
looks back at your
Bye,
old books and sees where
everybody.
your
We're gonna end
bookmarks
this show.
are.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.